Well, you would think that when documents are leaked and they show proof of how someone rich and powerful has been using money to influence elections in Europe, to underwrite an extremist group, to target U.S. citizens that disagree with them, to dictate foreign policy, to pay off congressmen, secretaries of state, to try to sway Supreme Court rulings, among other things, you would think that all of this would be covered as top headlines by the news. But it's not. And I think that it should speak volumes as to who controls the mainstream media. Just how far they will go to keep you in the dark. And it shows that when stories this big, when information this big get exposed, that should be out there, not a word of it. Now, DC Leaks has dropped all kinds of information. I've covered this in multiple videos, showing the extent of how he's been backing Hillary Clinton, how he's been funding the chaos in Ukraine, how he funded the chaos in Ferguson, how he backs and funds through his NGOs, groups like Black Lives Matter, works through the Moore Foundation, Open Society. We've exposed them left and right. Constantly. Their every move, reporting on what the mainstream won't dare do. Because they'll lose their jobs. They'll lose their funding. And that should show you who's pulling the damn strings. Him and his buddy Rupert Murdoch. And others. But people need to get to see this. These wicked men pulling the strings. It is true. They are influencing everything. And there's a complete blackout on it. Now, over on the other channel, I just put out how Soros had backed Al Gore. Tens of millions in his global warming scam. And this was all exposed through the DC leaks, too. Huge headlines. Not a word of it through the mainstream media. We also have his son, Alex Soros, dropping a suspicious little quote on social media where he took a picture of 5 flags and he says, which of these will fall first? So they seem to know that something's coming, especially when they're the ones that are planning and plotting it. But this is important information out there that people have got to get hip to. When you're wondering who's sitting in, behind the curtains in these rooms, in these meetings, coming up with these plans and plotting on the people. Rigging up our system. Not only ours, but the Europeans too. I guess everyone's just going to sit back and let them keep doing it. You're finally starting to see some of the people behind the scenes. And all we can really do is continue to talk about it and expose it. I've done several videos. I will continue to do videos on this and getting the information out there. And I got to give a thank you to everyone out there that plays their part. Everyone that fights the good fight on the daily. Everyone out there that shares the information and tries to awaken people. I also got to give a shout out to our most recent sponsor and those that believe in us out here to help get us to these places, because it's the one thing that we do lack is the funding. It's why we've got the Kickstarter campaign going, and all we've got are the people that have got our back out there. And it's appreciated to the fullest, especially when the battle out here is against billionaires. And we come from the gutter. We come from the streets. Power is in the people and politics that we address. And this is Illuminati.